Saturday, the 28th of May, 2022, Scruffy Murphy's in Birmingham, 7 p.m. Be there. The Chronicles of Podcast. Live. Tickets on sale now. Go to www.ctickets.com.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Hi, this is Ash, bass player from the Mighty Wraith. You are listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hey, this is Matt Gore from the Mighty Wraith. You are listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Yeah, so basically what I was saying was, he told me to come down to the left. It was actually on the right. What an absolute idiot. Oh, hello. It's the Chronicles of Podcast. Oh, yeah. What's going on? And it's the 40th edition. The 40th. We're hitting the big 4-0 here, boys. Apparently, that makes us in our prime. And Jamie, I believe this is the Chronicles of the Mighty Wraith. Am I right?
You are absolutely correct, oh, sir.
Lovely. Headline the Sophie Lancaster show we're putting on Saturday, May 20th in Birmingham. Shall I drive?
Of course.
Hit it! And I'm going to bring in the main event of the piece that's headlining our show on Saturday, the 20th of May, Jamie. Is that all right with you?
Go on, then.
Welcome to the Chronicles of the Mighty Wraith. The Mighty Wraith comprise of 5 members hail from the Black Country in the West Midlands. They are like a hair metal, power metal, like an Iron Maiden had sex with Killswitch Engage sort of vibe, sort of band.
That is the best way to describe them.
It's how I would describe them. And they are headlining our wonderful live event on Saturday, May 28th in Birmingham at Scruffy Murphy's.
They are. This is a phenomenal conversation. I love hearing about independent musicians, because they're obviously talk to people that have made it and they're like, yeah, we did it, but these are these people that are still striving to make it huge in the world, and they've got all this fucking talent.
Yeah.
Like, Matt is one hell of a frontman. He's an incredible singer. He's got so much charisma and personality, and yeah, they are going places. I am adamant that they are going places. They are phenomenal.
And Ash is one witty motherfucker and a great bassist.
Yes. He is a very good, but yes, we are joined by Ash, the bass player, and Matt, the lead singer from the band. And yeah, this is such a great conversation. And I'm so grateful to these guys coming to do our show. It is going to be amazing. You're not going to want to miss them. And if you want to know what they sound like, go to Spotify, go to the Mighty Wraith. They've got 2 EPs up on there, Outcast and Dragonheart. Go check them out because they are incredible.
But do be aware, guys and girls, that if you're big fans of Jamie Westwood, he decided to leave us at the end of the interview just before we were about to finish because he had some technical difficulties.
I was going to say, not by choice.
Yeah, so the end of the interview was run by me. I get to do my own quick fire round for the first time ever, and I forgot one question, but still.
Give me proud.
It was, thank you. It was good fun. So yeah, Jamie, unfortunately, does bow out, not through choice. So we are now 1-1 in losing connections for interviews. If you watch Paul Rugg, you will know that my internet went, I'm not going to work anymore. And I lost connection then. But still, I digress. This is such a fun and fantastic interview. You learn all about the Mighty Wraith, all about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, of course, raising money for them. They're going to be headlining our show. And if anything else, Jamie, go listen to the Mighty Wraith that Jamie said. And have you got any final words?
Massive thank you to Matt. Massive thank you to Ash. Massive thank you to the entire band for coming to play our show. It's going to be phenomenal. If you do not have your tickets for May 28th, what the hell are you waiting for? Go buy your tickets now. ctickets.com or just go to that link on our website.
Exactly. Guys, Matt, Ash, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know you were desperate for a beer, Matt, so we really, really appreciate you heading home for us just so we could conduct this interview with you. And we look forward to meeting you properly and witnessing you live on May 28th. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, headlining the Sophie Lancaster show done by us on May 28th at Scruffy Murphy's in Birmingham. They are a power, maybe hair, maybe just metal band. Maiden, mash with kill switch. It's the Mighty Wraith. Lovely. Well, we really appreciate you coming down. Appreciate you coming on down and doing this for us. You know what I mean?
Come on down.
It was a cracking journey.
yeah. Don't know where that fucking came from, but yeah, we do. No, we do. Seriously though, before you got here, Matt, I just want to, like I was saying to Ash there, we really, really appreciate you headlining our show for us. It's the first time we have ever done anything like it. We've been wanting to do it for years because we've been around for about 3 years, but obviously COVID. So it means a lot to us that you guys are going to headline and have kindly offered up your entire, I don't know what the fuck it's called, backlog or rig or backline. Thank you, that's the one. I knew it was L something.
It gives me another opportunity to load my car enjoyably, like I did Saturday as well. I don't think Matt saw my reaction after getting the majority of the stuff in the car Saturday, but yeah, it's something quite enjoyable for me.
Your super Tetris powers.
I was going to say it's like rock and roll Tetris. I like it.
I'm going to throw the proof up now because...
So you're driving a fucking Humvee or something? Like, what the hell are we talking about? Amazing. Did you play the music as well?
What's that?
Did you play the Tetris music at the same time?
Nearly did, yeah.
I'd love that. It'd be
Bluetooth
great.
wasn't connected.
Bastard. Absolute bastard. But no, basically what happens is Jamie does a nice little introduction. He lures you into that false sense of security. So he's like, I quite like it here. It's quite nice. And then we basically absolutely pepper the shit out of you with questions. How does that sound?
No question.
And the mute button on the keyboard, so I'm fine.
Wonderful. Let me get this intro out of the way and we'll crack on. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard us mention once or twice that on May 28th, we are hosting a live show in aid of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. And joining us that day are 4 excellent bands. And well, we needed to pick a headliner. And to us, there was only one choice. Today's guests are absolutely destroying the local music scene with headline shows all over the place. Today, joining us are Mr. Ash Bentley and Mr. Matt Gore. Everyone, these are the Chronicles of the Mighty Wraith. Get the shit out of me.
I don't think we've ever had a show started that way, ever. But I love it. I'm here for it, Matt. I'm here for it.
That's how Matt greets people for the first time. My face when I got that, I nearly ran away.
Generally dark as well, so...
I can imagine your beard just went, whoa. But first and foremost, guys, in all seriousness, how has the last few years been for you?
Well, obviously with COVID, a lot of setbacks and random loneliness due to the situation at the time. But fortunately, we were able to meet periodically and just practice the material and hang out together as a band and, give each other comfort and support as and when needed, as bros should do. So we was able to ride the storm, fortunately.
Good. Ash?
Yeah, about the same as Matt, really. I mean, I joined the guys in, help me out here, Matt, November 2019.
That sounds about right.
Oh,
Yeah, so just before COVID kicked off. And then during that little period of time, everyone in the band broke their hand as well for some reason. I think me and Matt that didn't. I think Jamie had a skiing accident. Ash had a car accident. Kirby, our drummer at the time, had a rugby accident. I think me and Matt just got lucky because
we drink ale.
Yeah, we drink ale, so our bones are stronger. Or not advertising, but but yeah, it was a tough couple of years, but it gave us time to sort of rebuild as we had to. If you've seen what our Facebook's been all about, we've kind of come back stronger, kind of thing, and we're back at it again now.
Well said.
Yeah, I feel like it sort of COVID almost gave people a chance to really hone their skills and have a bit of a breather as well at the same time. But everyone's all good. Nobody didn't lose anybody in the process. None of that. Good.
I've had a few funerals I've attended. Unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, it's very sad. Won't go too much detail, but you know what?
No,
Life goes
of course.
on. Let's keep those good memories and let them stay alive.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry, Matt. That is shit.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
That is fucking. That's why it winds me up when there's people around going like, "It's not real.
Yeah.
Have you not heard? You're all sheep."
Yeah.
Oh.
No, sheeple is the word they like to use. Sheeple.
people. Yeah.
It's
The only things I follow is heavy metal.
I like it.
Right. Hey, guys. You see this window over here? Cool. I'm about to introduce you to it. All right.
So sorry.
No, it's all right. I was gonna carry on. So you can on, Jay.
I was going to say, take us back, gentlemen. Before the idea of becoming rock stars and musicians entered your mind, what did you want to be when you grow up?
Ash, you start.
Mine was a toss-up between a fireman and a paramedic. I became too unfit for the one, and I got very close to becoming a paramedic, but a rucker thing stopped me. So ended up in transport instead. Kind of still similar thing. It's still playing with delivering stuff. It's just not people. To put it morbidly. But yeah, that was what I wanted to do, and obviously grew up with my mum listening to metal, so it was always like, I'd love to play guitar when I grow up and stuff like that. And then someone just gave me a guitar with 2 strings missing that was slightly longer. So yeah, I am where I am now.
That's amazing.
I love that when you talk to bass players, it's always, I wanted to grow up learning how to play the guitar, and I sort of fell into, does anyone actually grow up wanting to be a bass player?
No.
No, I mean, when I was in school, the music teacher sort of looked at me with a bass in his hand, went, "You'll do, have that. This is how to play it." And then sort of ended up in the orchestras and stuff like that going through school. It was sort of like your standard teen movie about growing up with metal. It's like, I want to be in a band, but I'm in the orchestra. But yeah.
I mean, I'm pleased that the teacher handed you a bass and actually had a bass in his hand when he said "you'll do."
Yeah.
If it was nothing,
Catholic school, it was.
I'm sorry, sir. I just need to go over here and never return.
What about you, Matt?
My story starts. Have you ever watched the film Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny?
Oh, yes.
My story is the intro of that film. So I was brought up in quite a Pentecostal Christian background household, as in my entire family, which, the rock's for them. Fair play. They want to help people. It's all good. Do good things. Respect. But there was something calling me, and I didn't even know what it was at the time until I went to college, and friends were playing me stuff like, early Twisted Sister, and Alice Cooper. early Megadeth, Maiden, Metallica, just all this music. And I was like, oh, you know what? I heard this on the radio or on TV. I never knew what it was, but something in it spoke to me. And I was like, I have to do this. I have to be a part of this. I don't know how, but this needs to be in my life. And from the age of, say, 18, it has. So I'm very fortunate for the good friends, colleagues, and mentors I've had. They led me onto the path of metal, and I've never strayed. I enjoy all music. It's good to know music, but rock and heavy metal have paved the way for my entire life, and it's been awesome. I've made great friends, great connections, seen some amazing bands, and had some really fun times.
That's incredible. Where did your pipes come from? When did you realise you could belt out some fucking juicy numbers?
I've always been a loudmouth. I did like plays at school, plays at church, and they always seem to pick on me to be like the lead role to do stuff. So I was just used to being at the front and making noise because that's what I like to do. And then one day someone was like, oh, dude, you sing a bit. How about you join my metal band? I was like, oh, and then what's metal? And it just happened from that. And I was able to meet amazing people, and they helped to guide me onto becoming someone who can perform a show on stage. So the people I've met and the music I've listened to have made it possible. So I do nothing. The music leads.
That's amazing. I love that. That's awesome. So when did the band start then? Because I know you've been going for quite a while now, haven't you?
Yeah. So obviously Ash wasn't on the scene.
I was going to say I'll leave this section of it to you because
yeah, I'm not good with names and dates. I really hoped that Az would have been able to make it because he's got a memory like boom. But the original incarnation of the Mighty Wraith, we were just called Wraith from say 2011-12 era. So it was the original lineup of myself, John Miller, Andrew Kirby, and Mike Gould. And we just we was currently in a band called Insomnicide, but we wanted to break away and just do some more traditional heavy metal-esque stuff. And one day John was like, as we was practicing, like, oh, let's be called Wraith. I was like, yeah, go on then. And, the name stuck. Although, funny story, a band from the 80s threatened to sue us. If you've ever watched the Charlie Sheen film, Wraith, there was a band from that period of time called Wraith. And they wanted to sue us over use of the name, which was pretty funny because our drummer was not standing for that.
Holy shit. What happened
we
there?
Went through a small hiatus, but then a mutual friend of the band, an amazing photographer, Mr. Tony Gaskin from Stage Dive Photography, who used to introduce us as, and here we have the Mighty Wraith. So we was like, you know what? Let's just use what Tony said, and we became the Mighty Wraith as a name change, and it stuck, which is pretty awesome.
Did I not know that my mom's boyfriend named your band, essentially? How did I not know this?
He's very modest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He might not even remember, dude, to be fair, but this is something we'll always remember. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You'll see him May 28th, he'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
all mate, that was all me, that. All me.
And we give every credit towards that.
So, just when you're reading the names then, are you the only original member left then, Matt?
Of the original incarnation of the band. Am I using that word correct? Incarnation? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
That works. Yeah. Yes, but as joined in the very early stages, as a very young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed lad, and he fell in love with the music as well as the rest of the members at that time, and we fell in love with his style of playing and his personality, which was pure go, 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 which is amazing because that's what you want in a band: pure heart, pure passion, and talent as well. That also helps. But yeah, I'm one of the OG, the old foddy doddies of back in the day. Yes.
it's hard to find people to like nail people down to be committed and to want to do it, and to, because I've played them back years ago when it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's have a bit, there'll be a laugh, it'll be fun. And it's just so hard to nail people down, like, oh well, you know, I've got to walk there, then we've got to
Hey.
yeah, then maybe get a bus home, and I got to carry all this shit. I don't drive. I think I'll have a cup of tea. I might stay home and have a cup of tea. Sorry, guys. That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, it's quite hard, especially, this day and age, to find people. And I mean, obviously with venues being closed down because the government don't want to put any money into music or the arts or theatre or anything anymore. It's really hard now for local bands and for local musicians to find anywhere to fucking play these days.
It's a bit of an ache, as it were, but it's, as we were saying as ourselves, between us as a band, the amount of bands we loved gigging with and watching, those who sadly disappeared kind of over the COVID times. I'm gonna drop a couple names who we absolutely loved. Bands like Gethica, Disarm Goliath, bands we gigged with all the time. We really loved watching them and hanging out with them because these are great guys from the Black Country, West Midlands, Birmingham, and all of them were amazing people and amazing musicians. And it's sad that, due to obviously circumstances either of the world and personal life, work and families, they weren't all able to continue.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. And this is why we are so happy that we are still together and growing strong. There is no turning down, in the words of very, very wise people. It goes to 11.
Yeah.
So, Ash, you said that your mum was into metal when you were growing up and whatnot. So, is that what influenced you? What sort of bands influenced you then?
I mean, growing up, it was sort of the lighter stuff like your Def Leppards, your White Snakes, things like that. And then I sort of started to stray the path into stuff like Iron Maiden. Then found Kerrang when I was about 11 and thought, this is just fantastic. All of the music on here is amazing. Got lent some Trivium albums when I was younger. So, yeah, that was my kind of gateway into it.
Nice.
So I sort of started off on your hair metal kind of stuff, which I still listen to quite a lot now. Like if I'm on a long drive, that's got to go on. It's driving music, isn't it? But yeah, otherwise, if I'm feeling a bit angry, I'll get some proper heavy metal on, like Slipknot or a bit of Trivium, or go even heavier than that. All of the bands of which aren't coming into my head at this very point in time, but you catch my drift.
It's always the way, though. If you're a band, you go, oh, shit.
Name 3 songs. Name 3 songs.
It's like the name 3 songs trick, isn't it? You're like, I know 100, but I can't remember any of them because I've been challenged.
Wannabe? I don't know what I'm doing.
So, Ash, how did you come to join in the band then? Because obviously, are you the most recent member to join?
I'm the most recent but one. So Jake's the most recent. Obviously, after Kirby left us, I was actually in a death metal band with Ash and Jake, our now drummer. Ash sort of joined us to try and help G us up a little bit, and that kind of just came to its own conclusion kind of thing. And then stuff went on in the Mighty Wraith, people left, etc. And Ash just called me up the one day and was like, I want you to come join. I was like, okay, I'll come and have a go. And then the rest is history, shall we say.
Amazing.
Mashed it out of the ballpark, bro.
You boys are flying at the moment, absolutely flying. So it's an honour and a privilege to have you guys headline our show on the 28th. We're very, very excited. It's going to be, I think when it gets closer to the time, because Jamie was saying to Ash before you turned up that Jamie is shitting his pants right now. And I'm like, yeah, literally, it'd be great. It'd be fine.
He mentioned to me, it's a big deal, and there's a lot of responsibility with organisation, and just the small points are obviously going to be big points at some point. But you know what? You got this, bro. You got this.
It's going to be good. Jay. I'm really looking forward to it. I like it. Motivational speech. I like
it. So I'm assuming that your love of the 80s sort of rock heavy metal music is what inspired you to go down the road for the Mighty Wraith to be a combination of what I find to be Iron Maiden, vocally-esque, smashed with Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
You know what? That's exactly how I explain this band to everybody that asks me what we like.
It's incredible.
Yeah, because so I was in the pub with someone the other day, a bit of a metalhead guy, and he goes, "Oh, so you're in a band?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What are you like?" I was like, "Best way to explain it's a bit more modern Iron Maiden, had a baby with Killswitch Engage."
Yep,
and he sort of said to me, "I'll be the judge of that. Tell me what your band's called. I'll go find you." Anyway, met up with my granddad a couple of days ago, and he said, "Oh, that guy that was in the pub said he found your band. He loves you. He's going to come and watch you sometime." I was like, "Yes,
May 28th. May 28th. Scruffy Murphy's, wherever you are."
I love that though, but is that like the intended sound you like, or want to mix that old school with the new school, or does that just sort of happen from your influences?
From our original material, we wanted to play heavy metal, as in 80s based heavy metal. So, you know, clean vocals with big choruses, chunky riffs, with some brutal vocals as well, because those do accent the music so well. And as what we learned as a band through our drummer Jake, serve the song. It's one of our mottos. Thanks to Jake, I will not take credit from him. Serve the song. If this sounds good for the music, then let it go. It's beautiful. Serve the song. I will never ever forget this in my entire life.
I like that.
Original stuff. It was, you know, heavy metal. We want to play like bands we watched and appreciate. So yeah, Maiden. And you know, I'm a massive 80s guy. I mean, it's what I grew up with my friends. I had older friends who were showing me old school bands, from hair metal to power metal, to sleaze, to punk, to pop, to rock, to melodic AOR. And you just find the parts that resonate with yourself and that you want to create, and hopefully people enjoy it. And if they don't, that's also cool, because you ain't gonna like everything. But if you can come away with something and go, you know what, I enjoyed that. Boom, we've done our job.
So, because I spoke to a friend of mine called Jasper Barrett, who runs
boss.
Runs a radio show, Heads Up Rock. We had him on he was on our show a couple of years back, but we re-released it last week. And I had Neptune Rain nailed down, and we had Second Cities nailed down. And I was like, I need 2 more bands. And so I messaged him. I was like, Jasper, you've been doing the local music scene for 11 fucking years. So give me your knowledge. And he literally just went, "Where are you playing?" Like, Birmingham. He went, "Cool. Message Mighty Wraith. I'll message you right now."
Yeah.
So, and that is how you became to me.
It was definitely fate, because I said the same thing to Tony, and he was like, "Mighty Wraith." I was like, "Okay, well, that's 2 people now, so it's going to happen, isn't it?"
That's appreciated. That, you know, as I say, so long as someone walks away from the show and they've enjoyed something, you know, the more people enjoy it, the more we enjoy it. And if it's for a good cause, then what can be better than that?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So as far as songwriting goes, you guys, obviously different groups do it different ways. You've got like the Motley Crue style that's Nicky Six goes and does everything and tells the rest to just learn what he's written. And then there's other people that work together. How does it work for the Mighty Wraith when it comes to songwriting?
I'm going to take this one, Ash, my little brother. Original material, we'd kind of, the guitarist would kind of have a riff, bring it to the group, and everyone would kind of, you know, add their piece. But the original writing style, there was riffs created and brought to the group. Whereas and I would put the majority of vocals down, and we'd all kind of vet it with each other. But over the years, we've tried to do it a bit more all together, so everyone has a say. For example, on one of the songs, it was just sucking lyrically, vocally. I was not able to fit anything. Our manager, Cy Baker, he came to mine and he was like, "Dude, I've got this idea." And he writ and amended quite a few of the new material with ideas that I would not have thought of. We've had personal private sessions where we've just sat and sang to each other at my cozy little flat, and we just sat there singing to each other. And he would not sing in public, but me and him, he'll happily sing, and he can do it all right. You know, he does a good job. When he hears this, he's gonna be all embarrassed and that, but he knows what he's done, and he's worked his ass off hard, as everyone has. But we try to make it a group effort. Everyone has a say, and everyone has a voice because we're a team. There is no I in team unless you have trouble spelling, which I do have occasionally.
Sometimes team might come out looking a bit like a German word, but we don't hold it against it.
It's a team effort, and we enjoy spending time with each other. We enjoy making jokes with each other, and it comes naturally. Nothing's forced, and that's the glory of it. We could turn up and instantly say, "Oh, how was your day? How was work?" And then someone will fart, and then we'll giggle, and then we just play some tunes, and then we'll sit down. It's beautiful. There's nothing better than feeling comfortable with your band, with your family, and they are family.
I mean, obviously, we've got like a new album on its way fairly shortly. Me and Jake haven't got much of a hand in writing because that was all written and started being recorded before we joined. But obviously, because to us now that material's quite old, because we've been playing it for a bit, so we started bouncing ideas off each other, and every Saturday afternoon in the practice room, we'll just come up with all sorts of ideas. Like we've had some southern rock going on, we've had some blues going on.
Ooh.
And eventually that'll all be kind of mixed into a song to fit into something nice.
I like that. That's what I love about modern music is, there's inspiration comes from everywhere. And it's amazing the sort of sounds people are getting by mixing these styles together. And it's fantastic. So as far as Matt, it's obviously probably more for you, but as far as like writing lyrics comes from, where does that inspiration come from? Is it real life fantasy? Is it just a mixture of everything?
I'd like a mixture of everything. I personally prefer to have, say if Az was to bring a riff, I'd say, well, what were you feeling? What was your theme? Do you have ideas for this? And then I'll generally have something already, which I can then encompass into the theme. For example, the song Omniscience, it's one of my favorite songs. It's old material, but when we first wrote it, they just started playing and I just started singing. Words were just coming out of my mouth and the feel was there, and then we kind of all edited it together. So generally it's a mix, as you said, Jamie. Personal, fantasy. I'm a very big fantasy guy. I love books and reading comics, anime. Massive nerd I am. But generally, with the fantasy, it's, a hope for something better or a retelling of something that potentially has happened. But with one of our songs, Outcast, that was a bit personal, a case of, for those who, in the scene of rock and metal, we can be seen as outcasts. Sophie herself, what was the words? Taunted, freak, macho, weirdo. I say that with pride because, we're different. Different is good. You're allowed to be different and you're allowed to express yourself. And that's what should happen. And this is the freedom of the music industry of heavy metal and all its subgenres. It's freedom to express yourself, freedom to feel comfortable with who you are, and freedom to make friends. And you know what? If people don't like it, it's going to happen. But you can accept that and you feel stronger because you can make some amazing bonds. And that is what the heavy metal industry has done for myself. As I said before, Outcast, from different walks of life, every color, creed, religion, sexual orientation, expression, everyone's welcome, man. That's how it should be.
Absolutely. I feel that people are scared of what they don't understand. And so that's, they lash out or they like, I don't like it.
Not to interrupt you, Tom, that's fine, because if you don't know something, you're going to be a bit fearful.
Yeah.
But when you take the time
to educate,
to talk to people and actually have a listen,
yes,
then you go. And if you douche after that, then screw you. But we got to, man, we're all the human race. Let's look after each other.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Ash, it must have been so shit to join up and be like, this is going to be fucking sick. We'll go out on the road and we're going to what? The world's closed. Oh, okay. Because I imagine there must have been tours and gigs and shows lined up that you must have been absolutely buzzing to do. So I take it were tours and gigs massively missed during COVID?
Well, I think when I joined with I think it was 6 or 7 gigs in the space of 3 months.
Ooh.
And the lads are just sort of like, by the way, we've got X amount of gigs starting by this date. No pressure. I was like,
Tomorrow
this is
afternoon.
going to be fun. So yeah, like I think I only managed to get one in with the guys before everything shut down.
If I jump in with that, that was opening for a Sunville.
Yeah, that was at the Robin 2 in Bilston.
Totally owned it, bro. It was awesome.
Yeah. Again, during the entire gig, there wasn't a single photo of me smiling while I was playing. Again, Tony is the only person to have ever caught me smiling while I've been playing. The pictures of me range from looking like I've got wind to looking like someone's just stood on my cat in front of us while we're playing. I think it's just my thing. That's just, I don't smile. But yeah, like I've always enjoyed gigging with other bands that I've been in. Now things are starting to pick up a little bit again. It's quite exciting, to be fair. I mean, some of the days are long, but it's part of it, isn't it? It's what makes it fun.
How far have you guys gone to play?
I think probably, obviously before your time, bro, Utoxeter, that probably would have been the farthest. We attempted to do a Killswitch cover, My Curse, which was, it went over all right. It was slightly under-rehearsed, but it still went over all right. I think Utoxeter was probably the furthest at the time frame, which was many years ago. I said, as is better for dates than myself, because I just turn up and, try not to bore people to death with my insistent droning on. If you give me 5 minutes, I will not stop talking. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, guys. I will take over from all of you right now. It's the Matt Gore show tonight.
So, obviously, you've been talking about this new album that's on its way out. How different is the sound from this new album compared to your previous stuff?
Well, that's a good call. Music-wise, lyric-wise, being very fantasy-based. So we originally pretty much were in the genre of power metal, which is fine for me because I'm a massive power metal guy. But we wanted to kind of get back into the heavy metal elements of modern and traditional. So some of the themes have been toned down slightly, which I was more than happy to do. Rather than just singing about demons and dragons and knights, it's a little bit more of a personal struggles, metaphors that can be used in each individual's perspective. So it's been fun. It's been fun trying to be a little bit more clever with lyrics and themes, rather than just being like, "And the demon went and took my soul." Hooray! You mix it up a little bit.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'll be happy to stop here, to be honest.
So, obviously, talking about how you just saying that how you sounded over the years and whatnot. You released your debut album, The Awakening, in 2014. But when you did the Dragonheart EP, you re-recorded like most of the songs on that. What was the reason for that? Was it just you wanted to put a new spin on them?
Yeah, just because of over the years, you improve, you step up. So musically, we improved. I vocally improved on some things, and yeah, just to kind of modernize some of the sounds. One or two things we weren't 100% clear on. You won't necessarily notice those little inflections, but as a band, we do. And it was just fun, and songs we really enjoyed playing. We just wanted to put a slightly different take on them from what they were at that period of time. But, we enjoy our material, and that's the main thing. When you're playing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you still enjoy it, you're onto a winner. But yeah, we wanted to just modern up a little bit.
I suppose when you have new members come in as well and play these songs, they might be like, "What? Did you try doing this here or this here?" Like, did that happen to you, Ash? Did you come in? You're like, "I would have done this a bit different than the last guy."
But I have put my own spin on some of the stuff. Some because I'm maybe not as technical in certain places and stuff like that, but just because I sort of play by feel. So I thought, that would feel amazing if I put this here. Obviously stuff you won't hear on the records, but when we play stuff live, you'll notice little differences with what me and Jake have done just to kind of jazz it up our way a little bit. So yeah, like I wouldn't necessarily say I would have done this here, because obviously that's written, that's there, that's obviously been out for a period of time. But obviously there's still the license there to put a bit of a spin on it while playing live.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, as I just said, the last recording was 2017 with the Outcast EP. Obviously, it's been quite a while since that came out. There it is. Is there a reason why there's such a big break between recordings, or is it just that's how it's played out?
It's just the way it went. Lineup changes, availability, money within the band and stuff. Because obviously, if this stuff was free, I'd have about 20 albums out right now. Just how it went. We was happy at the time frame. I think we was trying to wait till we was ready to create and have stable, solid material ready to go, and boom. But with obviously COVID, so some of the new material we kind of half mentioned earlier is slightly dated for that time. So 3 years ago, etc., would have been released then. It's one of those. So it's time frame on a lot. But as we want this out, we want to smash it out, but we also want to have Ash's and Jake's influence on all the new material. So as much as we're looking forward to what's been released, we're looking forward to more of what will come, because we're going to go wild and have so much fun and just make so much noise that people will be like, oh, yeah, these guys, I remember these guys. They had that, but now they've got this. Oh, my God, you guys. So, yeah. So there's so much possibility for the future. We will never forget our roots or what we've done, but we're going to strive to keep moving forwards. And with Ash and Jake, we've got the potential to just keep on going and not stopping. All the previous members have been amazing people, great influences. Things haven't always worked out. That's life. But, you know, we're never going to ever take away from what they brought to the band. The fact that we can still be going after. Man, I was in my goddamn 20s when I was in this band originally. I'm like 37 now, man. So it's glorious that we can continue from the past till now and still have a positive and vibrant future. And that's thanks to, as I say, Ash and Jake, and just all those who are willing to even give us a shout out and a chance. Jamie, Tom, you guys included, you're giving us that chance to keep going, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No, not at all. I mean, thank you for, headlining our show, which is obviously for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation on May 28th at Scruffy Murphy's in Birmingham. I mean, obviously, I noticed that you guys posted, unfortunately, sadly, Sylvia passed away a few weeks back, and you posted it on your social media. I mean, this foundation obviously speaks volumes to so many people around, mainly around the UK and whatnot, but around the world, because this shit is still happening 15, 16 years down the line. I mean, what exactly... Is it because of the foundation that you want to come and join us at the show, or is it because, we're going to head on a gig, it's for charity, it's going to be fucking sick, everyone come on down?
It definitely resonates. I mean, I believe when the unfortunate and horrific, event happened, I was still kind of into early days of me getting into the music scene, and it was in like all Metal Hammer and Kerrang and stuff, and to hear about that, and to see that, like, in your face, it was a shock to the system that things like that could even exist in this world. But through this adversity, something positive can come where people can stand together. And I don't want to sound cheesy, I will stand on a soapbox for this, because it does mean a lot. There's a lot of people out there who are outcast, who are socially awkward, etc., who are different. It happens, but know they have a platform where they can come together and feel accepted and feel they've made friends and allies and people who's going to listen to them. That's beautiful. And this is good. It's good that people can have this outlet where they can scream and shout and make some noise and be heard. And hopefully more people will know and jump on this and be involved. I mean, for example, like a Bloodstock, I've been going to Bloodstock from the very last indoor show, which is like 2008. I'm going to be really cheesy. I've got my ticket stub up here. If you can probably see that. I don't know if you can see that.
Primal Fear.
2006. That was like one of my first major festivals till obviously all the years which they've continued to support this. And this is what it's all about. Metal support. I grew up in a household which was wonderful and supportive, but there was God bashers. And I don't want to say it in a negative way. It's good to love the belief you have. But in the community of metal, I have met people who have appreciated and supported me, befriended me, looked after me, taught me things, spent time with me, and just generally enjoyed being in my company. I've enjoyed being with them. I've never, ever felt this connection anywhere else. And I've been to a few festivals, guys. I've been to Kraken, I've been to Bloodstock, I've been to Download, I've been to Hellfest, and you will feel the same love and appreciation and connection because, yeah, you're always going to get bad eggs. That happens. And I'm sorry to waffle on, but this does mean a lot to me. You can feel the camaraderie, and that is something that will never, ever be taken away, ever.
Absolutely agree. Ash?
Pretty much what Matt said, to be fair.
Oh, waffled on a bit, sorry.
I've been making notes underneath the camera. What's he saying? Oh, my God. But now, like, when it comes to local bands and all the people that are sort of surrounded by the music scene that we've played with, all kinds of stuff like that, there's kind of like a family feel to it, isn't there? So when you got something like this happening and you got something for a charity like it is, like I was saying to you guys before we started, I only really first heard of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation last year because it was my first Bloodstock and I didn't really get into the metal scene proper until sort of my mid-teens. So I was obviously listening to it, but I wasn't looking at stuff like Kerrang and things like that until mid-teens. But obviously, as soon as I heard about it, I was interested in what the charity's about and let's learn about what's happened. And obviously, it's a terrible thing, but the charity and what they do does a lot of good for the community and helps us stay as a family.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Oh, Vin Diesel couldn't have said it better himself. It's all about family.
I'm the wish Vin Diesel.
Black Country Vin Diesel, I fucking love it. So, if anyone is listening to this and they're still sat on the fence about coming to this show that we've been mentioning, what can they expect to see from you guys live? What is a live Mighty Wraith performance like?
I'm going to jump on this for a second, Ash. So first, before you even think of us, there are amazing bands on that night, as it is. So you know you got a cake, right? You know you got a little bit of icing on that cake. We hope that will be the icing on the cake. But you know what? Even after you're full of the first 4, 5, 6, 7 slices, and you're happy to sit down, we'll still be loud enough that you can sit and hear us from upstairs or outside. So we're just going to play a show because we love to play and we love to support amazing causes like this. And hopefully everyone has a great time and that awareness and money is raised. And just generally we get to just hang out with people like-minded and make some noise. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be us having a lot of fun, getting sweaty, gurning at people. Just having fun, and hopefully people can join in with us having that fun.
Love it.
Because we are kind of grown-up children and we like to play.
We are man children and proud of it.
Yeah.
And from what you were telling us earlier, Ash, like we need to set a new record for how long Matt keeps going after you've started packing up.
What did I do Saturday, dude? We had no more songs left to play.
I think it was about 10 minutes after we'd finished. We were like, Matthew, come on now. Matthew. People want to go home, Matthew.
And then who had the mic after me, Ash? And what did you do?
I got a hoo-yeah off an entire venue and it felt phenomenal.
I bet it did.
So it's not just me.
Yeah, I did Aiden a bet that, to be fair.
Beautiful, dude.
Oh, you might have slightly left that part out. But,
I didn't mention that bit earlier.
Great. Absolutely incredible. A question I ask all bands or all musicians we have on this show. Have you guys dabbled in the music video world yet?
We've got
previously.
Yeah, we've got a video for Outcast, which was done by Tofa from a band I mentioned previously, a band called Gethica. If you give me a second. Oh man, I had one of their I had a set list up on the wall, but that's gone down. I've got too much on my walls to see, but I had one of their set lists.
God.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm a total nerd, guys. Like, please excuse the intrusion into the home of Mr. Gore. But all I do is anime and metal and, the ladies with big chests. But I did have one of the get set. So Mr. Tofa did our first and currently only music video, which we were so happy about. We will at some point do one again, but we're poor.
Yeah, it's fair.
Begging on the streets, begging on Dudley Street, so monies. Help out a struggling artist, why don't ya? We will at some point have another video, which will be awesome because it's fun. And they make me look really sexy. And like they say, it puts 10 pounds on you. Nah, man, they cut that weight off me, yo. It's awesome.
I was going to say, because the question I normally ask is, do you love it or hate it? And a majority of people have said they fucking hate it. So I was just curious to know how you guys felt.
Love it. And one thing I remember is, so obviously you kind of mime through the multiple takes that you do. Now, I never mimed once. I went full power on every single second of recording that was done that day. Tofa, shout out. You kick ass, bro. Every single second. I was going to mime. I was going full power. I was sweating my tits off for real, yo.
Were you part of this, Ash?
No. I kind of wish I was that.
just for that bit.
Yeah. To be fair, at any time you're with Matt, it's full power all the time. So, yeah.
Saturday, the 28th, is going to be so much. It's going to be experience, put it that way. I was telling Ash before, Matt, that where I think I spoke to your manager and I'm aiming to get a special guest in. If I can get said special guest, I'm going to have him announce you guys on. So I make it a bit exciting. So I'm just waiting to hear back. So if all goes well, I will let you know who it is.
That sounds very groovy. That'd be appreciated. I like surprises.
We thought, because it's the first time we're doing this, we've interviewed fucking loads of people. We've been going for 2 and a bit years and we've not missed 1 week unless someone's been sick or COVID or whatever. Respect. But we just want to make it a bit different in a way, but make it so people, we're trying to entice. Come on, everybody. Come and play. You know you want to. Come and join.
Metalheads come out to play.
So, again, if people are still on the fence or they're listening to this now and they have not heard you guys before, obviously you've got this new album coming out, but is there a certain song that you might recommend people go check out from the back catalogue to be like, this is what the Mighty Wraith sound like?
Ash, you take this one, bro.
I'm going to go either Outcast or Omniscient, because they're my 2 personal favourites to play.
May I throw my hat in?
I'll show you to the original Mighty Wraith Outcast EP, which is available to potentially purchase online.
It's also on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, all of the streaming places.
That's my baby.
Potentially an old potato, if it's a really good potato.
We also do still have copies of the Dragon Heart EP with such cool design. I've got to give a massive shout out to everyone who supported us, to each and every band member, to our manager, Sai. He kicks ass and he works his ass off. He's such a hero and a legend, and he's believed in us from the second he saw us on stage. Put a lot of his own time, effort, and money in. The guy is now married with a child, yet will still put his time, effort, and dedication into us. And I don't know if I've said it to him personally, but, the guy's a hero. Respect. And to all the band members, my brothers of Mighty Wraith, I love you all, and you guys keep me going. If it wasn't for you, I'd be nothing. I'd just be a geezer who likes to make noise.
Just a geezer that likes to make noise with 4 others, isn't it?
I'd like to throw in my song choice, and I'd go with Hollow Within.
Dude! You know what? Good call. That's such a classic. That was as when he first joined the band. So this is going back. He kind of brought that riff to the table, and obviously working on it together musically and vocally, it became one of our staples. My original lyrical take on that was a homage to Megadeth's A Tout Le Monde, kind of, mentally speaking at the time. It's very, this is my little sign-off letter, because I'm probably not going to be here, but with the whole Hollow Within, it was a bit of, boom, man, a lot of negativity. I don't know if I'm feeling it, but that's where lyrically I came from at the time. But really good song. It's so much fun, and it's a classic. It's a Mighty Wraith classic, and we do enjoy playing that live. It's really fun.
Yeah, as soon as that riff kicks in, you're like, I just want to lick my phone. Like, I just want to lick everything. It just that riff starts. You're like, you feel some sort of sensation.
It's the dying world.
My question is, had we better bring towels with us on the 28th? Are we going to get licked?
Jamie, don't tell them. I'm going on a licking spree.
That's how we're going to get another photo of Ash smiling.
Yeah.
Just as Tom licks him.
What is this ginger licking me for? Get him away from me.
For me personally, it's Dragonheart. I just love that song so much. Oh, yeah, you guys are great. I'm so excited for this.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. We all appreciate that. Thank you.
But before we wrap up, other than obviously our show that's happening, what else have you guys got coming up or planned for the future?
Well, with your gig coming up, which is going to be amazing, we have probably one of our biggest gigs up to date. That's Breaking Bands.
Ah, yes.
That we was obviously on there for before it was rescheduled due to obviously the situation at the time of the world. That's going to be so much fun. There's a few bands who we know. I don't know if they're playing the same day or the whole weekend in general, but a few bands we know personally who I'll go to watch bands wherever possible. At least once a week, I'm trying to go watch a local band.
That's awesome.
I can't remember many of the bands on the bill, but I know there's a few there who I'm looking forward to see and to just play as well. We've got one or two things coming up, which I cannot remember for the life of me. But if you like do your homework and go on our Mighty Wraith Facebook page, you can see all the events that are forthcoming.
Beautiful.
I remember seeing that show. I think it's the show after you're doing in Billericay, whatever it's called.
Billesley.
Oh, Billesley. We're supporting
what the fuck did
Judas Priest tribute, Hellbent Forever.
Yeah, those guys are
Hellbent Forever, yeah.
Those guys kick ass. They seriously are amazing. I saw them last year, I believe. And they were, if you've never seen Judas Priest, but you've never been able to see Judas Priest, this is the next best thing. That's how good they are.
Nice.
I knew Jamie all over that. So sorry about that, guys. As you've noticed, Jamie is no longer here. We've had some technical issues, so tremendous apologies on that front. So you've just got your boy TS with the voice of the Mighty Wraith. So finally, was what we were going to ask you before everything went to absolute shit. When you first started the band out, and Ash, obviously you could join as well, being there since you've been there the last 3 years or so. When you first started out, did you ever think that this is where the band would get today? Did you ever think the band would still be here today?
Me personally, yeah. Why stop a good thing?
Well, exactly. But obviously with COVID and everything else as well, I didn't know it. Because like we said before, a lot of bands went well. And I think like Bury Tomorrow lost their guitarist / clean vocalist because of, it's just like, well, are we going to be touring again? Are we going to be back on the road again? Are we going to be making money again?
Oh, it's all right. We don't make any money, so it's fine.
I think it was just kind of like the want to get back on stage when everything came back eventually kind of thing. Like, more than, like you might have some people that have got used to not getting in a practice room once a week and just thought, well, we're here now, might as well stick to it. Whereas with us, it was sort of like we'd get ourselves into a practice room when we could, or we were visiting each other to learn stuff or anything like that. So I don't think it was ever going to finish because of COVID. I think it was just sort of a little bit of a rest before the mayhem started again.
Yeah.
And do you have any future plans going ahead now, going forward? Anything you can actually talk about that you want to, like goals, targets you want to achieve, like, you know, record deals or be touring or anything, you know, anything really?
I want to tour. I want to play Bloodstock. I want to play Wacken. I want to play Bang Your Head. I want to play Sweden Rocks. I want to play Grass Pop. I want to play Hellfest. I just want to gig and do what I do with my bros. That's it. There's nothing else to think about. That's it. I want to play metal and I hope people enjoy it.
Lovely. And we are, like we said before, I said a million times over, we are so thankful and excited that you guys have agreed to headline our show at Scrappy Murphy's in Birmingham on the 28th of May. It's going to be out of this fucking world.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. And it's going to be weird while we're going to be hosting and talking in the middle of band setting up. So it's almost like the show never stops.
I like that. That's cool.
So, you know, it's going to be quite an interesting take. We've got some ideas. We're going to bring some stuff to the show as well while bands are setting up. And then we'll work out like a code word or a, you know, something as in like, we're ready. So, you know, rather than can you get the fuck off the stage because we want to play now. Boys, this has been fucking unbelievable. I'm so sorry Jamie's not here to sign you guys off.
That's all right. These things happen.
But before we do let you go, there is a nice, quick little game we like to play with our guests, if you're willing to do so.
Hell to the yes.
Lovely.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. So what we'll do, we'll ask you, it's a quick fire round, 5 questions, answer as fast as you can. Matt, you'll go first. Ash, you'll go second. Happy with that?
Cool.
To save everybody talking over each other and that sort of thing. Like, like, I think sometimes that's that problem with Zoom, don't they? When they have an idea, they go, is he going to end talking yet? Yeah. So Jamie normally has the questions. So I'm going to just go off the top of my head and you know, I've got the 2 main ones at the end, so we'll go with that, but just bear with me one moment, okay? So first question, Matt, favourite pizza topping?
Meat feast. So meat, any dead animal that's delicious. But, you know, vegans, vegetarians, you guys do your things, fair play. That's you, it ain't me, but yeah.
Ash?
Anything spicy.
Oh, good choice. I am a big advocate for that. Good man. I'll make sure to include some of that in the food thing I bring for the show. Don't you worry. I got you. Okay, question 2. Favorite karaoke song, Matthew?
See, I don't do karaoke very often, and fortunately, because of my previous band, Devil's Dice, I did quite a few covers.
Okay.
I actually got quite a decent range of karaoke tracks, but I probably say, can't answer. Too many. Can't answer. Sorry.
What would? Okay, fair. Ash.
Depends on the level of drunkenness. I'm probably never going to give you up by Rick Astley if I was in a relatively sober state. Probably Guy Bar by Electric Six if I was mortal.
Phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Fuck. I was jumped to the main 2 just because I know now you guys need to go. So if there was to be a movie about your life, who would play you?
I want Jack Black for me.
I was going to say the same for me.
You can do 2 roles.
That is incredible. Great. Absolutely love that. And finally, if you could go back in time and give one piece of advice to younger Mr. Gore or younger Ash, sorry, I forgot your last name, I do apologise massively, what would that be?
Work harder at everything you do.
I'll be the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I don't say, boys, this has been an experience. I've loved every single second of it. It's been fucking phenomenal. I really appreciate you leaving the pub, Matt, to come down and chat to us. So,
apologies again for that. All right,
it's all good. We'll probably make a SpongeBob reference with the 5 minutes later.
I do love SpongeBob as well. I told you I'm a massive nerd, don't I got my little SpongeBob. Patrick. I got these. I'm a massive nerd. All right, respect.
I love it. Absolutely love it. It's going to be a pleasure to meet yourself, sir, on the 28th, as of you, Ash, of course, as well. But before we let you get out of here, are there any social medias, any plugs, anything you want people to go check out?
We are on Facebook. We are the Mighty Wraith, as Ash mentioned earlier. We have things on Spotify and the other things that people use to listen to music for free. I can't remember. Help me, Ash.
Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. We're on Instagram.
I got OnlyFans. Oh, here's my nipple. There we go.
I've got a secret OnlyFans.
And if you subscribe, you get the other nipple. Oh, fucking right. Let me sign it right now. Boys, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much again for taking your time out. We appreciate it. And I'll be in touch beforehand, but otherwise, I'll see you on May 28th.
Nice one, bro. Add me on Facebook.
Yeah, will do. Cheers, boys. Take it easy. Have a good one. See you later.
Bye, bro.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right. Is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody.
This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
The Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man! That's right, Shaggy! Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys!
What a phenomenal conversation. Like I said, I love learning more about independent artists. And they are just going to tear the fucking roof off Scruffy Versus, and I cannot wait.
They are. And it's going to be very wet because it'll probably be fucking raining, or it'll be because that roof will be gone. As soon as that show starts, that roof will be blown off.
Absolutely.
But we hope that you guys enjoy listening to it and them as much as we did recording it. And they recorded their songs. Go listen on Spotify right fucking now.
Hey there. I'm Frank Guglielmelli, and I'm the narrator for the audio drama Feed, featuring such audio dramas as Bounty Hunters, Marty and Mars, Val Toby, and so much more. You can find all of these wonderful programs on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Or you can go to our website at www.audiodramafeed.com. We are thrilled to be affiliated with the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.